Light leaders unlocking greatness in others. From the earliest tribes to modern nations, the question of leadership has always been tied to one principle. Does the leader suppress people, or does the leader empower them? History reveals a clear divide. Some leaders built their legacy on control, fear, and manipulation, but others, true leaders of light, understood that their role was not to be the brightest star in the sky, but to make the entire sky shine. Light leadership is about empowering potential, seeing what others cannot yet see in themselves, nurturing it, and releasing it for the benefit of all. In today's world, where people are often silenced, overlooked, or undervalued, this kind of leadership is not just noble, it is necessary. The psychology of empowerment. Psychologists remind us of the Pygmalion effect. When leaders expect greatness, people tend to rise and fulfill those expectations. The reverse is also true. When leaders doubt or belittle, people shrink. This is why the words, attitudes, and actions of a leader are so powerful. A leader can either plant seeds of confidence or seeds of insecurity. Light leaders choose to plant empowerment. They do this not by empty flattery, but by honest belief and intentional investment in others. Vision. Seeing beyond the horizon. The first way light leaders empower potential is by casting vision bigger than themselves. People rise when they see a future worth fighting for. Martin Luther King Jr. did not control his followers. He inspired them with a dream. His famous words, "I have a dream," did not outline policies or commands. Instead, they painted a picture of a better tomorrow that made people believe they had a role in shaping it. A leader without vision keeps people small. A leader with vision lifts people into a future they could not have imagined on their own, seeing greatness before it is visible. Empowerment begins with recognition. Many people walk through life unaware of their own gifts until a leader calls them out. Nelson Mandela was a master of this. He lifted the marginalized of South Africa by reminding them that they had dignity, worth, and power. He declared, "It always seems impossible until it's done." Those words did more than motivate. They validated hidden potential in people who had been told all their lives that they were nothing. Leaders of light do not just manage people, they awaken greatness in them. Trust, the antidote to fear. Control-based leaders operate from fear, believing that if they do not micromanage every detail, everything will collapse. But light leaders understand that trust multiplies growth. Abraham Lincoln trusted his generals during the Civil War. He did not control every battlefield decision. He gave them authority to lead, even when they disagreed with him. This trust empowered his team to take initiative and fight with commitment. Psychology confirms this. When people are trusted with responsibility, they often rise to the occasion. When they are treated with suspicion, they retreat into fear. Trust is the oxygen of empowerment. Equipping, then releasing. Empowerment is not simply telling people they are great. It is equipping them with skills, resources, and opportunities. Great leaders prepare their people, then step back and allow them to shine. Think of George Washington. At the height of his influence, after winning the American Revolution, he could have become king. Instead, he stepped back, choosing to empower the American people to govern themselves. His act of releasing power became the foundation of democracy. Washington understood that true empowerment means creating systems that allow others to lead, not clinging to power for oneself. Leading by example of growth. A stagnant leader cannot produce empowered followers. Light leaders model growth, resilience, and humility. Their lives serve as textbooks for their people. Mahatma Gandhi led India not only through his words but through his lifestyle. His simplicity, sacrifice, and discipline became lessons more powerful than speeches. His followers were empowered not by control, but by watching him live what he taught. Empowerment is contagious. When people see their leader striving for growth, they believe they too can grow. Creating a culture of contribution. Empowered people need a space to contribute. Light leaders create cultures where every voice matters and every gift can be expressed. They build environments where failure is not punished, but treated as part of growth. Lao Tzu captured this truth centuries ago. When the best leader's work is done, the people will say, "We did it ourselves." The mark of a light leader is not that people depend on them, but that people feel capable in their own right. Inspiring inner freedom. The highest form of empowerment is not external, it is internal. Light leaders remind people that no matter what system they live under, their inner freedom cannot be taken away. Viktor Frankl, a survivor of Nazi concentration camps, wrote in his book Man's Search for Meaning, "Everything can be taken from a man, but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances." Leaders who inspire this kind of inner strength produce followers who are unbreakable. Empowerment is not simply giving people positions or tasks, it is helping them discover the freedom to think, create, and live fully. Lessons for today's light leaders. In our world today, where insecurity, manipulation, and control often dominate leadership, light leaders must rise with a different standard. To empower potential in those they lead, they must see what others cannot see, identify hidden gifts and call them out. Speak life consistently, use words to build confidence, not to tear down. Trust boldly, give responsibility and authority, even when it feels risky. Equip thoroughly, provide tools, training and resources to prepare people. Release power humbly, step back and let others shine without insecurity. Model growth personally, demonstrate learning and resilience in your own life. Create a culture of contribution, make every person feel their role matters. Inspire inner freedom, remind people that true power begins within. The legacy of empowerment. History's verdict is clear. Leaders who suppress potential may control for a season, but they leave resentment and emptiness. Leaders who empower potential ignite legacies that last for generations. Nelson Mandela, Gandhi, Lincoln, Washington. These leaders are remembered not for how much power they held, but for how much power they released. As John Quincy Adams, the 6th President of the United States, once said, "If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader." That is the essence of light leadership. Not to create followers, but to create leaders. Not to keep people dependent, but to make them powerful. Not to be remembered for domination, but for empowerment. Light leaders unlock greatness, and when they do, their people rise. Not in the shadow of their leader, but in the fullness of their own potential. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss more powerful lessons. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. See you in the next video.